News. Roundabout in the village is often scenes of accidents and confusion, especially during snowbird season. Yes, they are. I don't understand why, but they seem to be. People want to turn left in a roundabout. No roundabout that I've ever been in, and I've been in a lot of them in other states, have I ever seen a roundabout you could turn left in. It's always one-way traffic. You always go to the right. The roads here even kind of curve a little bit to the right, leading you into that roundabout. So why anybody would turn left is beyond me. There's a confusion about when you get in the roundabout. Should you be in the left lane or the right lane? Well, listen, these roundabouts are too small to start with. So you don't have, and when it's busy, and roundabouts are, I won't say full of cars, have a lot of cars, you sometimes just simply don't have the time that it takes to move from one lane to the other the way they want you to do it. So here's what I say. Just cover your butt. Make sure there's nobody next to you, and if you've got to exit, then exit, because if you're in that left lane and you exit right, and there's a person next to you in the right lane that's not going to exit right, he's going to go straight, somebody's going to get hit, and that's what happens. Just cover yourself and just keep a clear spot. In truckers' world, that's called leave yourself a way out. That way, if something happens, you got room to move. Keep that in mind. They're tracking a tropical storm, Durian, I guess it's called. So apparently we have our first tropical storm of the season somewhere around the Florida area. I haven't read it. I'm not going to read it because tropical storms, other than bringing us a little bit of rain here, they don't really cause us any problems. Not inland here, it don't cause us any problems. Residents of the villages should share their views on the future of trash and recyclable collections in the villages. The only thing that I know of would be recycling. I'm not sure about the trash, what the deal is about that. Maybe going from 2 times a week, maybe down to 1, maybe. I don't know that. I hope they don't do that because I really kind of like the idea of having it twice a week and then having yard waste picked up once a week. It just makes things convenient. We don't use yard waste, what you say, all the time. There's a trimming time of year, basically, and then the rest of the year we don't really do much. But it's just nice to know, that it's there. The recyclable thing, that's a China problem because China is refusing all the plastics. That was the biggest country that took our plastics in for recycling, making plastic forks, whatever. Personally, I'm a big advocate on just doing away with plastic altogether. As far as throwaway items, because worldwide our oceans are becoming a cesspool of plastic. Plastic bags, water bottles are the worst. People that buy bottled water by the case. You can recycle them plastic bottles all you want. Half the time, I'm not sure they even make it to a recyclable center. Because I've seen some things that makes me wonder where that trash is going. But at the same time, though, it's not a profitable thing here in this country. Now that China's not going to take any more, we really don't have anywhere to send it, I guess. So it's a problem. So I'm just simply saying that maybe we shouldn't have plastic at all. We don't need it. What do we need it for? It's just convenient for you and me, but it dirties up the world. Turtles are being brought in with plastic bags in their gut because they thought it was a jellyfish floating around in the ocean. It's many times there's been all kinds of sea creatures with a 6-pack, that little plastic ring that goes around like a 6-pack of Coke or something. That's stuck around their head. Birds have been stuck around them. My cousin in Texas is part of the capture program. I don't know what they call it, but sick and endangered, endangered animals that's maybe hurt their wing, fish hooks. A lot of birds that live out into the ocean somehow, some way end up with fish hooks in their mouth. And he does the rescue program where they take them and bring them back to health. So, as a species of people, I'm gonna go out on the limb once again. You people are used to me doing that. Human beings are really disgusting. We really are. I mean, we're trashy. Everywhere we go, we leave trash. We kill everything. Half of the planet is endangered. Not just animals, but even the trees and butterflies, and we're doing away with forests, we're burning things up, we're polluting our waters. We haven't learned anything. We can't even travel to the moon without leaving trash behind. We can't even travel to Mars without leaving trash behind. It's just what we do. I just think our whole way of thinking, somewhere along the line, has got to change. Well, yeah, the first bridge is in place. I got my pictures early in the morning, the best that I could. And I will say this, I have another video that I posted for my Patreon people that really kind of lays it out on the line. I hope I didn't offend nobody with that. I didn't mean to, but I'll just say this real quick. Yes, I do have a drone. There's been a lot of questions. I do have a drone. Matter of fact, because of my Patreon people, I've got a more significant one coming, which takes 4K pictures, so on and so on. I know most of you don't really care. But there's other people here, that's what they do. That's their YouTube channel, and that's what they do. I have a little bit of ethics left in me from business in my past that I don't want to step on their feet. That's how they make their money on their channel, is with their drone. That's what they do. Now that doesn't mean that I won't drone at all and put it on my channel. That doesn't mean that at all. But that's what these people do all the time. And I knew they were going to be there. Don't ask me how I knew, but I'm telling you, I knew at least one, maybe two of them would be there. And the rules for drone flying has changed over the years. I'm changing with it, without saying too much. I'm changing with it. I wanted to be like the Marines. My boots are on the ground, and they were like the Air Force. They were in the air. They got what they got. I got what I got. You could put the two together and kind of get a good idea of what's going on. I went back this morning, I think. I got a daytime picture of it. They're still down there working. I got a daytime picture of it. I'll somehow get it into a video. Sometimes getting these videos to coordinate together is kind of tough, but I'll see about coordinating it, getting it out there so you can do a daytime version of this thing. Thanks for asking about the drone though, but yes, I do have, Shirley, and I got a new one coming. Man driving golf cart arrested in Roundabout in the Villages. It's ironic. Wonder if there's any drinking involved. That's usually what happens. Let me see who this is. Brian Arnett, 33 years old, who lives in the Natalie Villas in the village of Mallory Square, had been driving a golf cart at about 5:30 a.m. Monday in a roundabout at Buena Vista Boulevard and Pinellas Place when he was spotted by Sumter County Sheriff's deputy. He told the deputy he had gotten lost and was following the directions of his GPS. He said he knew he was not allowed to drive his golf cart on the roadway. He admitted his driver's license had been suspended for lots of tickets. If your licenses are suspended, you are not allowed to operate a motorized vehicle. That includes an electric golf cart, gas golf cart. That includes a gasoline lawnmower on a public road. You can't. He was arrested. He has 4 convictions for driving while license suspended and has been classified as a habitual offender. You know, I have to play ignorant to some of this because I thought there was a 3 strikes you're out rule. There was in Indiana for many years. I don't know if it's still in effect really, but you know, if you got arrested 3 times for the same thing, after the 3rd time, you went to jail. So this is this 4th time. Don't have room for him anymore. ARC denies villagers' request to remove problematic oak tree from his yard. Here's exactly the trouble here in the Villages. Not saying it runs rampant by any means. It seems like for being a retirement community, there's just way too much of this. This guy was arrested for, he lives with his mother, and he's not a young guy either. I don't know how old is this guy. He's 47 years old and he lives with his mother. I don't know why, but probably mom's neighbors there, they hired him to home watch their house while they go back up north, or possibly on vacation. Probably most of them are snowbirds and they go back up north. And most of these people hire home watch people to keep an eye on things. Well, this guy has been going into their house part of being homeless, you got to give them a key to your house so they can go in case there's a problem. They go in and make sure there's no water leaks, make sure they got to flush your toilets once in a while so they don't get stagnant. You got to run the dishwasher, I don't know, once or twice a month through its cycle to make sure mold doesn't start growing in there and start to stink. Those are the things that a home watch person does. This guy has been going into these people's houses, and let's say, I don't know if he's performing his home watch duties or not, but he's been helping himself to their personal possessions. He's been caught doing this more than once, okay? But they got him this last time, put him in jail, I guess. I don't know if he bonded out or not. But now, here's another ad on him. It says, more crimes attributed to villager's son who acted as house sitter. So they found more. By the way, you might as well get a good look at this guy, right? Let me focus here. See that guy? Burn that face in your brain. Do not hire this guy to watch your house. Okay, what we got? It says, more crimes are being attributed to villager's son who acted as a house sitter in Florida's friendliest hometown. Christopher Mundy, 47, who lives with his mother at 1805 Kane Place in the village of St. Charles, was arrested Monday on multiple charges of fraud, larceny, drug possession, and the illegal use of credit cards. He was booked on $20,500 bond at the Sumter County Detention Center. I say don't give him any bond at all, but whatever. Monday had been jailed twice in June. He was arrested in a theft and subsequent sale of an $11,000 custom-made ring, and in the theft of checks from a neighbor lady for whom he had done some work. He was released on July 1 on $2,000 bond. Those cases made the Sumter County Sheriff's Office suspect that he could have more victims, and a call was put out to villagers who had engaged Mundy's services. A vacationing villager who hired Mundy to watch her home and her cats returned to find a prescription bottle containing methamphetamine in her refrigerator. Another villager's couple who used Mundy as a house sitter returned to from their vacation to discover that Mundy had used their Wi-Fi connection and credit cards to transact a $400 in Western Union money orders. Another villager's couple who had Mundy's house set for them while they were away on vacation returned to find traffic counters in their garage. The couple took steps to turn them back over to the proper authorities. The traffic counters were valued at $2,310. A theft of 3 Motorola two-way radios has also been traced to Mundy. The radios were valued at $1,611. And who knows how many more will pop up. I mean, how many times do you let a guy like this out, especially amongst the elderly here? Just put him in jail. Leave him in there. Trespassing from this whole town. I don't care. I don't know. It's just ridiculously crazy to me. But anyway, like I keep telling you, you may not like what I say. I'm just a messenger. So I'm just telling you these things happen in the villages. This could be your next door neighbor. So don't come down here and be stupid. How many times have I said it? Don't leave the keys in your golf cart, purse, billfold, your resident ID card, your gate pass stuff. Don't leave it in a cup holder in your golf cart. People steal that stuff, I'm telling you. Just don't. But I know you will. Country music superstar Trace Adkins is coming to the Sharon. That'll be sold out in just a matter of minutes. Watching that lizard. All of our lizards around here, not all of them, but most of them, they're extra fat. Do you know why they're extra fat this time of year? It's egg laying time. I keep watching them. 2 more golf courses in the villages closed for water dumping. Water dumping is when they leave the water sprinklers on 24/7. All of our water that waters your grass, waters the golf course grass, greens, all that, it all comes from retention ponds, captured water, all of it. I'm not sure about the water hose spigot. Somebody probably put a comment down below whether I'm thinking that's okay to drink if you wanted to drink out of the hose, but I don't want to say that for sure, but I do know that your water sprinkler water is all comes from retention ponds, so it helps lower it down. Now there's been an argument that I kind of agree with. There's been some people in the villages, I guess, that's posted comments on like Talk of the Village's website and things like that, that if they really want to get them retention ponds down to where they need to be, all they got to do is let the village's residents in whatever area they want to get it down, let them run their water sprinklers in their yards, and that will help bring those down quite a bit. But they have to let them run them without charging them, is what I'm getting at. We're metered here on everything. Your drinkable water in your house, all that water has a meter. You also have an outside meter for your water sprinkler. So you're metered on that water also. And then you're really not metered, but if your house and everything uses, say, 50,000 gallons, they charge you for 50,000 gallons to go down the drain and go over to the water treatment plant. So you get charged for that too. We have like 2 or 3 different water bills, but it all comes on one bill. I don't know exactly how it all works because, as you all know, I don't pay bills. Sue does. But I don't think the water bill's that much, or Sue would say something to me. She's never said anything to me, so I don't think it's that much at all. Now, here in the last, I'll say month, maybe 2, my water sprinkler's been totally shut off. And I think most of these people's water sprinklers is totally shut off because we're in the rainy season, and there's really no need to water your yard, unless you got maybe one little area that you may have to turn. Your water sprinklers are in sections. I got 4 watering sections in my yard. So let's say section number 4 is looking a little sparse for some reason. I could turn on section 4 only to water that area. And I've never had to do that though, but I'm sure some people probably do. So 2 more courses are closed for water dumping. What courses are they here? Let me see. It has been announced that El Santiago Executive Golf Course and the Pimlico Executive Golf Course will be closed for water dumping. Other courses, these are all executive courses, I think. Executive courses that are also closed: Dela Vista, Chula Vista, Mira Mesa, Heron, Pelican, Volusia, Oakley, Sweet Gum, Mangrove, Palmetto, Turtle Mound, Sand Hill, Amberwood, Hilltop, Silver Lake are closed. Championship courses, I think I've read this before, but I'm doing it again. Orange Blossom, Evans Prairie, Cane Gardens, Mallory, Belglade, and Bonifay. Now keep in mind that on the championship courses, there are 27 holes apiece. They only close like 9 holes, leaving 18 open. Woman arrested after making threats to estranged man friend at town square. See, this is what I'm saying about these things being open to the public. You're liable to have problems like this. Younger people getting drunk and not being able to handle their booze. They get to arguing, they get to throwing things around, they get to acting stupid. They don't care that the town square is 90% elderly people, that they might accidentally hit somebody with a chair or a bottle or whatever. These are open to the public. You need to be aware of that fact. I don't want to say anything. Does she look like she really cares? That's her mugshot. She doesn't care. So I say just leave her in jail for a while. I'm going to read like one more story, then I'm going to call it quits. Villager complains residents, local children getting free ride at residents' expense. Lots of people have complained about that for years, but guess what? The developer and his the way he set things up, I'm not blaming the developer for this. I'm just saying the way he sets things up for rules to be enforced is a lot of them are just asinine. They just won't do it. Ask anybody who's been here for a while. Somebody drops their kids off at a pool. Well, it won't be in an adult pool, that's for sure, because they'll stop that real quick. But they drop them off at a kid pool and tell them go swim, and mommy goes shopping. They're tutored. They're taught that if you see this person come around with this little box on their side, the card scanner, jump in the pool, because they know that that person carrying that card scanner will not ask anybody to get out of the pool to get their ID card. In some ways I understand that, but in most ways I don't, because if you full well know, and I've talked to them, they told me this. I said, those kids don't belong here. And she said, yeah, we know. We catch them here every now and then. She said, but I can't ask them for their ID because they're in the water. I said, why not? She said, it's our rule. Our rule. The village's rule. I said, if you know they're not supposed to be here, I don't understand. Why can't you just tell them to get out of the pool? So we're just not allowed to do that. I don't get it. That's the part I don't get. Fruitland Park, a barbecue eatery, closes as battle rages with city over water, sewer hookups, and fire hydrant. That would be, what's it called? I forget the name of the place up there. For those of you snowbirds wanting to come back and you really like this place, is it called Burke's? Burke's Barbecue, is that it? I think that's what it is. Yeah, they closed the place because I think Fruitland Park's getting ready to sue him because he's not following the agreement that he signed with the city. All right, that's enough. That's the news for this week. Hope it wasn't too harsh. You guys have a great day. I hope you enjoyed our day trip down to Fort Myers. I'm going to start doing a few of them, I think, just to show people that around the villages there's a lot of little day trips you can take. Disney World is a day trip, for example, which is everything in Orlando, you know, anywhere you want to go. And there's just a lot of day trips. Daytona Beach is a day trip. Any which direction you go to get to the beach is an hour and a half. No big deal. Now, I know somebody's going to send me an email saying, oh no, you can get there an hour and 12 minutes. I don't care. You guys have a great time. And always remember, see you guys on the other side.